Good afternoon and welcome to Chatcast. I'm clapping like yay!
Whee!
Whee!
Wait, I'm buckling up.
My name is Tracee Dunblazier. I'm a spiritual empath, shaman, and 32-time award-winning author. And this is Chatcast, and today I am here with my favorite editor extraordinaire, Stephen Miller. He is a novelist and an amateur card reader. He's very good. He's very psychic / intuitive. And so he has joined me today in celebration of, it's so funny. I'm always prepared, but then never prepared enough to know where stuff is. The Your Crystal Allies series. It is a set of, right now, it is one card deck. Yes, there you go. And 3 books. It's called Your Crystal Allies. This is the 44 Sacred Altar Cards and Oracle set. So it functions as an oracle, but the cards are huge. They're fantastic 5x7.
Very pretty.
They can stand up. They could probably walk to you if you called them. That's how strong they are. So anyway, we are celebrating the launch of the Your Crystal Allies series, which my dearest Stephen edited all of the products. So that's so we decided we would anybody who's watching, and I know I'm doing like this to get your attention. Hey, over here, come on, the boss won't mind. It's going to be fine, right? If see, got somebody totally is watching now. Thank you, whoever you are. We are taking questions. And today we're going to do, I don't know if it's a lost art of bibliomancy, but it's when you do a reading with a book, right? So you take Your Crystal Allies, 12 Best Gems and Minerals for Making Money and Managing Resources. And then we just open it to a page and we read that as the message. So if our viewer, not our viewers, if our viewer has a question, they're welcome to ask it. And otherwise, Stephen and I are gonna shoot the. I don't want to say shit on camera, but there you go. We're gonna shoot the shit, and we're gonna do a couple of bibliomancy readings, getting a message for the collective. So hi, Stephen. Welcome.
Hello. Firstly, I just want to say that those cards are so gorgeous, and they're so I mean, they're big enough to all I want to do is frame them and put them all around the house.
Right? They really
put them all down my hallway. So as I'm walking down the hallway, I get all the strength coming from me from both sides.
Exactly.
They're so gorgeous.
Actually, that would be great. You can get those little lucite things, and that way you can pop them in and out, do different ones for different weeks.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah.
Your little hall, we'll call it your hall altar. And thank you. I love them so much. The design was inspired because there are a ton of crystal card decks out there, but they all have little piles of crystals, and it's informational. It's not really set up to really connect with the vibration of a stone itself. And so all of these stones, I don't even know if I told you this, but the whole inspiration behind doing the Your Crystal Allies was because it started with this guy first. He wanted a bigger audience. This is my smoky citrine, and it represents.
He demanded to be heard.
He demanded to be heard by many. And anyway, so I created the drama of the design so that you could get to know him. And I don't know if it's a him, but it's a him. It's a very masculine vibration, and he's very nurturing, but present. Anyway, so that's how these cards came to be, and that's how the books came to be. So let's start with creating a message for the collective with bibliomancy.
Okay.
So you get to start. I'm going to take a little coffee break while you're getting your book out.
So I've got the first of your books.
Yes.
Right. Um, Healing trauma and navigating change,
Mm-hmm.
which is a good one.
Yes.
This is a good one for me today.
Yes. Because we are all healing trauma, and every day is a navigation into
Every
change.
day.
This is Charlotte. She says hello, FYI.
Well, it's interesting. I came to the crystal grid for communication.
Interesting.
Yes. So, working with a crystal grid is a simple way to begin connecting with the gem and mineral kingdom. You will need the following list of items for the specific grid. You can create a crystal grid by copying the one shown on the following page on any material you would like: wood, metal, copper, paper, cloth. And essentially, it gives you the instructions, and it's for blue lace agate. So it
Okay.
gives you the instructions on where to place the different minerals, stones.
Yes.
Um,
So go to the beginning of that chapter and let's look at the blue lace agate. Actually, here I can do that too. Blue lace agate is a fantastic stone. And oh, here. Hold one moment. I'm out of reach. This is my brand new. It's a little blue lace agate
and it matches my
wand.
hair.
It really does. This would be right for you right now. They call it lace because it's got these this white. There we go. These bands
Nice.
of white, and it is such a gentle color, very sweet, almost translucent kind of a vibe, and it is just fantastic. And it's all about communicating with gentleness, not like what, right? We could all use some gentleness.
I love that harmony is my middle name, it says here.
Exactly. In the books, this was a really a fun experience because when I was writing the books, I the crystals wanted a voice, and I wanted to give them a voice. So I sat with each stone that ended up in the books, and the first story is I give the stone the opportunity to speak. So they speak. They tell you who and what they are. And when you think about it, when we no matter whether or not you're a rock hound like I am, or a fan, or whatever you are, we are always dealing with volcanic material. The Earth's crust is made of 20% quartz. So we are always in connection with the matrix of quartz and with stones, and we can always connect in, and they really do amplify, connect, balance. They help us to transmute and transform whatever we're working with.
Right.
So
it reminds me, the communication piece reminds me sort of like the throat chakra, and just having to be concerned with how one is communicating.
yes.
And making sure one is communicating with thoughtfulness,
Yes.
and harmony, definitely, but on a thoughtful manner.
Right.
Measuring your words, that kind of
Yes.
thing.
Yeah, and it doesn't, being harmonious doesn't mean that you aren't truthful or that you're nice. It means that you are deliberate, that you are affirmative, in presenting
Right.
whatever idea, whether it's something that you can't control how somebody feels or how somebody responds to what you have to say, but you can be conscientious of their feelings and honor their feelings, and not just want to get your word in and then bail.
Right.
So in the spirit of that, I pulled kunzite.
Hmm.
And this, let's see, Kunzite is speaking here in this chapter and in this paragraph, and it says, "Your people think of me as a young stone because I was only discovered in the early 1900s, but of course I've been here much longer, waiting for the right time to share my voluminous energy with the world. You'll find when you are around me, you feel calm. That's because one of my minerals I contain is lithium." Did you know that kunzite contains lithium? It's in the spodumene family, and it forms in these very long kind of fibrous crystals. It's a really, really hard stone.
Hmm.
And originally it was when they found it originally, they considered it to be as valuable as a diamond back in the old days. Now it's still very valuable, and if you find it, you can get really clear pieces that they create, and emerald cuts, diamond cuts, that kind of thing for jewelry. But the energy of kunzite is all about the 444 portal. It's all about love, compassion, and connection with ourselves and with others. So it's also a stone that you can work with to connect to the cosmos and to your spirit guides and to the ancestors.
Is there also a sort of calming effect to it? Is there?
Mm-hmm.
It feels very. I mean, just looking at it, it feels very stabilizing
Yes.
and calming and nurturing that way.
Yes. Well, that's in part. Now we know. This actually is right in alignment. Our theme this today has been the Mental Health Awareness Day, which I believe was yesterday. But every day is Mental Health Awareness for me. So, lithium is one of the drugs that they offer to people that experience extreme mood swings, and it does actually balance and stabilize moods. I prefer it in a stone personally, but I definitely find that when you work with kunzite, it has an activating experience to the heart chakra. So it's definitely heart. It's definitely pineal gland, which is in the center of the head, and the third eye that also connects to the throat. But it's a stone that if you work with it, it's good for meditation. It's good to help you calm and center and become deliberate in all of your communication.
Interesting. Interesting.
Mhm.
I want to do one more. Is that okay?
Yeah, I want you to do one more. Oh, look what I just accidentally pulled out. I literally didn't try. This is the blue lace
Wow. Ow.
agate. Okay, what's our question first before you choose?
Well, I want to go the other way. I want to see what the stones are saying and apply it a little bit.
Okay,
Because right now they're speaking to me a little bit.
go.
Botswana agate. Cool and refreshing as a summer rain. Interesting. Botswana agate is beneficial for folks with a connection to fire. If you are a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius, this is a great stone for you. When found within its matrix, when found with its matrix, Botswana agate has a pitted, slightly translucent texture. Their ability to ground and shift any overwhelming or discordant energy. Interesting. So tell me a little bit about Botswana agate for me.
So I'm looking for it.
That is chapter 4.
There we go, right here. This is the card for Botswana agate, and its keyword is affection. But it's not just like so Botswana agate is actually considered kind of a love stone, interestingly enough. But it is also about softening your veneer, softening the way your opinions, connecting with people. So creating a space where you can connect with people on a common ground. These are the layers of Botswana agate. That's why and it's only this specific agate is only found in Botswana. And then if you look closely, that the area that kind of looks like the brain is right there. You can kind of see that up close.
Right.
But Botswana agate is it's a very creative stone. A lot of people don't think of it that way, but it's a very creative stone, and it really wants to help you find a way to bring whatever you have going on the inside out into your environment. So if that's, if you are feeling depressed and anxious, this will help you help you access what the issue is and to address it in a way where it can be received by others
Right.
rather than, all the other ways. Rather than shooting up a bunch of folk.
Yeah, what really spoke to me was the fact that it has the I've lost it now, but the ability to sort of what did it say? What was it? Shift discordant energy.
Yes.
Because so in total, like the way these three sort of stones are speaking to me, it's telling a story about something that I'm dealing with now in terms of some financial problems. I would say there were problems, but more of that I need to I need for other people to help me through certain financial decisions.
Right.
And it's not happening quick enough for me.
Right.
And there's too much red tape. And I'm feeling those discordant vibes are just like filling my head.
Yes.
So I love the idea of just pulling it in and calming down and being distinct in my communications with other people, and taking that energy and moving it into a sort of action, but
Absolutely.
a very deliberate type of action.
Absolutely. The other thing that also I think of too is that oftentimes when we have a lot of discord, we have running thoughts, we're anxious, we're frustrated, we have all kinds of energy. We want to make it about other people, but we're not ever really considering other people. And if we just take 1 minute to think of what is the other person's perspective, and sometimes even asking like, hey, I really need this to go in this way. So if you could just give me some insight as to why it's not, that would be helpful.
Right.
Right. Because they could have a whole story as to why things aren't going in that direction. And now that you know it, it's like, oh, okay, well, then I'm not even going to try to fight that fight. You know what I mean? It kind of just deflates that frustration and puts you in a place of acceptance where you can just shift your energy another direction.
Right. Exactly. Right? Which is really something I need to hear, because it's, I'm sitting here like, why isn't so-and-so calling me back? What's my next steps? Where do I go with this?
Yes.
Yes. So and I love that idea, that reminder of like, maybe some sort of meditation, maybe just some calming moments, allowing myself those spaces.
Breathing.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh right. Breathing. It's amazing how I have to remember how to breathe.
Seriously, it's interesting. So whenever you're in a conflicted situation or a hot situation, and somebody says, relax, and you're like, I'm not fucking relaxed, right? You can't relax when someone tells you to relax.
Right.
But when someone tells you to breathe, or they breathe for you, they go, like you can't do anything but stop all of the stuff here, and you remember to go, and you take that breath in, and then nothing else matters. It just reminds you, it takes you out of that flow of frustration. And I think that we all need that reminder. So if there's anybody out there, just FYI, if somebody's watching can make a comment, that would be really excellent, because for some reason, until somebody makes a comment, I can't comment, and I can't put it. It's the weirdest thing. I haven't.
Can I comment?
I don't know. Try. I have no bar to comment until somebody comments, and then it pops up. So we're going to see. So this is the Your Crystal Allies series. This is the 44 Sacred Altar Cards and Oracle set. And then we also have the 12 best gems and minerals for healing trauma and navigating change. So as soon as somebody comments, I'm going to put where you can get all of these yummy things.
So Tracee, can I ask you, and this is sort of a throwback to something else that you've developed, the Rainbow Warrior cards.
Yes.
Can I ask you the blue lace agate for communication? It reminds me of the throat chakra card that you have in your Rainbow Warrior. And they're, if not exactly the same color, but they're a sort of blue, purpley. And is that a sort of color of communication of?
It is.
Okay.
It is. That's how blue lace agate became connected to the throat chakra and connected with this idea of communicating in gentleness, in deliberation, in completeness, in thoughtfulness, mindfulness. The energy of blue is often also thought of as a protective color because it diminishes the more passionate energies. It cools them. Water diminishes fire. And so blue will diminish those hotter moods or experiences that people have. And the other thing is it also brings your energy from your throat into your heart. I know if you're a layperson and it's not how you're used to thinking about things, when you've got all that stuff on your head and you're thinking, if you take a deep breath and you just imagine all of that stuff in your head just draining out of your head and filling up your chest space. When you do that, it takes it out of the rational mind and puts it more into the intuitive, connected part of the body that helps you to add wisdom to what it is that you want to say. Like, why do you need to say what it? Because sometimes, there's a lot of things I want to say, but do I need to say them? Do I need to say them, or do others need to hear them? Right? Because I might need to say them, but others may not need to hear them. Like, that might not be helpful to me, us, or them. Right. And so sometimes when we give ourselves the opportunity just to take a little beat, right, it creates a space where we can better recognize that.
Interesting.
And so if you are having a lot of, anxiety is a hot energy, hot emotion. So if you wear blue, it helps. Like today, I've got a blue and a multicolored bear. I love him. And it matches my hair because my hair is a little hot, but I'm a little cool. So it's nice.
Funny. We're a little hot and cold here.
I know you can't really see
miser and
you can't really see Stephen's hair, but it's a beautiful royal blue. There you go. Now we can see it. It's fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to pull 3 cards for the collective. And then you and I are going to read them together. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Ooh, we got phantom quartz. And if you look really close, in this picture, there's a phantom. A phantom in a quartz is where the quartz began to grow and it created a termination. And then it stopped growing. And then at some point over the millennia, its food source, which is quartz. What does the S? Good God, my brain. Hold on one second. Anyway, so its food source begins flowing through water again, and then it creates another termination. So you're basically seeing one termination inside another termination, and sometimes there can be hundreds of those as a phantom in a crystal, and it is in reference to history, right? This is a time encapsulated, right? Things happened over hundreds of thousands of years, and this crystal was there for it and was a part of it, and it has encapsulated that energy. So that has to do with history. Ooh, this one came up earlier as well. This is Inner Power. This is polychrome jasper. It's a magnificent stone that you find in some places in Australia and also Madagascar. And then, oh my goodness, connection. We have a theme. This is a karmic twin. And this is a black tourmaline as an inclusion inside a twin crystal. It's two crystals that are growing side by side with the same base. And there are many types of twinning. This is just one of them. And this, I call it a relationship quartz, and it's about how we connect and how we, the interesting thing here, it's kind of like siblings. We may not like them, but we are stuck with them. Right. And so this teaches the many ways that we can learn to connect and communicate with other people, regardless of whether or not we like them. Right. Some people we are intended to work with in some way, or that they teach us how to, be stronger, more compassionate human beings. So
can you talk a little bit about the second card again?
This right here?
Yeah.
Okay, so polychrome jasper is a representative of inner power, and it too is a volcanic byproduct. The big orange spots are iron oxide in them, and this stone is about really connecting to who you are and holding that space, giving yourself permission to be who you are without shame. I mean, we should never be, shame is not something that we should have in regards to ourselves, but shame is something that brings our heartfelt awareness to who we are and helps us to find ways of accepting ourselves and accepting, aspects of ourselves that maybe we don't like or don't understand. It helps. One of the things that this stone does is it helps to shift and diminish fear. It helps to inspire passion and motivation, enthusiasm. It's a very enthusiastic stone. So, Stephen, if you let me see here. What is one sentence? If there was an affirmation or one message that came from these three stones in one sentence, what would it be?
I'm being drawn towards something surrounding if you allow yourself to embrace your history, your passion, your true passions, it will only enable you to connect better with others, as opposed to maybe the fear of the shame that you might feel around those passions.
Right. Dude, this has been a theme today. In the earlier session, it was almost the exact same concept of, once you truly own who you are, then you find the people who are like you. But until you really embrace who you are, you're going to find all kinds of folk to judge you. There is never a shortage of motherfuckers out there who are going to judge you, because that's what people do.
Right.
And I mean that with all the love. But people, if they don't understand you, they're going to, or if they don't understand or embrace themselves, then they're not going to embrace you. And, stop.
I mean, to that, I also think that a lot of that is in our head sometimes, that's the fear.
Yes.
That if we embrace ourselves, other people aren't going to accept us when they don't give a damn. Like they could care. They are not thinking about us. But we're so concerned about, like, oh my God, I want to dance crazy right now. Like, oh, so-and-so is not going to like that. They're not even giving a damn.
Right. No, that is so true.
So it's embracing our own, it's really a fight with our own selves almost sometimes.
Yes.
And our own history and shame and fear.
Yeah, no, that's good. That is some good stuff right there, Stephen Miller. So
Amateur card reader.
you amateur, give this man some money so he can be professional. Come on, people.
Buy my book.
Buy your book. Oh yes, he's got a fantastic novel called "The Keepers of
Manon.
Manon."
Mana apostrophe A-N.
Yes, "The
And
Keepers of
yes,
Manon."
right.
And you
My
can,
author name is Stephen Initial J. Miller.
yes,
So it's not confused with other Stephen Millers.
yeah, no, because Stephen Miller is a very unique name, and you never ever see it. So, but yes, so check out Stephen J. Miller's Keepers of Manon on Amazon right now. You can Kindle it. Whoop, you got it. It's there. It is really quite a ride. What do you consider it, like a fantasy novel?
Yeah, it's an epic fantasy novel.
Epic. There
So
we go. That's the keyword, epic.
yeah. So yeah, it is quite a ride, exactly. So
Uh-huh. Exactly.
and it really deals with the parallel worlds of Manhattan, of New York City,
Yes.
and the people that get lost within it. So,
Yeah. Hey, speaking of which, were you live in Manhattan, and were you there when Brooklyn flooded?
no, thank God, I was in outer space.
Oh
So
my goodness. Yeah, you were he was on a galactic cruise. I mean, not that he's not on a galactic cruise every other day,
right,
but
exactly. That's the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser. So
yes,
it's
that
in
is.
Disney World. Yeah, I was away, so I was getting texts from my husband though, like right and left, like, "Oh my God."
Oh my God, I know. I was like, what? That's where? What? What's happening? That was some crazy stuff. So we're going to do one more call for if anybody has questions that they want to shoot us a question. We'll do one more. Do you want to do one more message for the collective?
Sure.
Okay. Should we do bibliomancy or should we do the deck?
Whichever you prefer, Tracee. It's your show, as they say.
Woo woo! Jazz hands. Okay, we're gonna pull a card. Good God, I am pulling the exact same cards over and
Yeah,
over and
full
over
card
again.
for the day.
Card of the day. Oh, this is
Yeah.
a good one. I love this stuff so much. It is called Caribbean Calcite, and it is a layered mineral with 3 or 4 different minerals, and it's not found in the Caribbean. I can't remember right in this moment, but I'm thinking that it might be Madagascar, but I honestly I don't remember in this moment. Oh, yeah, Madagascar, Pakistan, because I just got a new lot of it that came from Pakistan. But it's a card of offerings, and it's in that light blue flow of contributing what you can, and then not worrying about anything else. Meaning we constantly are put in situations where we want to contribute or we're expected to contribute something, and maybe we don't have it, or maybe we don't have it on that day, or maybe we just don't want to, you know. And this is about doing what you want and then not worrying about it. When you pull yourself out of the energy of obligation, you can find a way and things flow differently. What were you going to say?
It seems to be it's speaking to me of like let go of the results.
Yes.
Um, do what you need to do, and then let go of the results. As long as you're meeting your part, then there's nothing more you can do, really.
Right.
Um,
Exactly.
and that is a sort of offering in a way. If you're giving what you can to a situation, you're offering yourself and you're being there.
Yes.
And you're letting go of the results, meaning you're really not wanting anything back from it.
Right. I'm going to take a minute and actually read the oracle, the divination meaning for this particular card, because I thought I thought it was slightly insightful. Oh, I wrote it. So the keywords for Caribbean Calcite are spiritual awakening, peace, joy, offerings, release, ease, comfort, vision, new thought, and forgiveness. If Caribbean Calcite has waded into your cards today, prepare for goodness, peace, joy, starting where you are. Caribbean Calcite asks that you take the person or situation of your query into a sacred place in your heart and receive how they can become peacefully resolved for you. You must find forgiveness before you can move forward into prosperity. Forgiveness in this context is completion. It's arriving to a neutral place, and again, regarding the subject of your question. Completion requires that you choose understanding. Release yourself of having to control anyone or anything but yourself. Caribbean Calcite offers a new flow you can lock onto to assist you in the next steps of your goal. Whatever your desire, Caribbean Calcite is telling you it's time to let go. Jazz hands. Flow with the situation, allowing for the changes you need to take place and adjusting your will accordingly. Adjusting your will accordingly.
Yeah, I love the by I forget what you said, but by basically, offering by offering yourself, it's actually a form of forgiveness in a way.
Right.
Because if you allow yourself to be present, then you're allowing the situation to happen.
Right.
And it's disregarding any other feelings that you may have had about that situation,
Right.
pro or anti. You're
Right.
you're being there for it.
Right.
So,
exactly. Well,
yeah.
this has been so much fun.
Oh, yay!
Yay! See, we're starting out with applause again, or ending. Start with applause, end with applause. Stephen, if people would like to read your book, or they would like to reach you for some editing, or for all of the things that make you a professional reader, how can they reach you?
They can find me on Amazon. The book is on Amazon. They can also find me on Facebook, Stephen Miller, editing and content creation. And they can always email me if they want at snycity @gmail.com.
Fantastic. Wonderful. And of course, you guys know you can reach me at TraceeDunblazier.com. I've got 1,000 Facebook pages and an Instagram and a TikTok and a Swell. And so you can join me in any of those places. Most of them are at GoTracee or at Tracee Dunblazier. So join me on any of my socials and join us again. Coming up at 2:00, I've got Jamie Elford. She is a professional card. She reads cards, but she's a content creator as well in the Mind, Body, Spirit marketplace. So anyway, so thank you so much, Stephen, for joining me. This has been a blast.
You're welcome. This has been great.
Go out and get your copy of your Crystal Allies, of any of them. They're going to be hopefully shipping. Yes. Yay, yay, yay. Here we go. Boo, boo, boo. Wah, wah, wah.
I've got the purple one to match my hair.
Yes, you do. And there's a red and a yellow. Connection and money. Anyway, so again, this is Tracee Dunblazier. You've been witnessing us on Chatcast, and please tune in again at 2:00 Pacific time for the next installment of your Crystal Allies readings. Thank you, everybody.